Rice cake is this thing that you can't even describe. If you can imagine a rice-based brownie, but it's fluffy and not hard, kind of like bread, kind of not like bread, kind of like cake, but kind of not like cake. But it's all delicious. Hi, my name is Paul Ng. I'm the owner of Fong On. It's a tofu/rice cake shop here in Chinatown, New York. It started in 1933.
Chewy, gooey, and fluffy all at once, these sweet rice cakes are a popular snack across southern China, often eaten as a dessert or afternoon pick-me-up. And Paul Ng's family has been making them for over 80 years.
It's called the bak tong go in Cantonese, or in Mandarin it's bai tong go. The first part of making rice cake is to have rice and soak rice, right? Because you need to soak the rice to soften up to grind. You can't just grind straight dry rice powder, or else it'll either burn or toast. We soak it overnight. And then we grind it in a wet grinder, meaning that it's grinding with water running into the grinder. And what comes out is basically a rice paste. We add sugar to the rice paste to make it sweet. Your standard rice cakes would be the white and the brown. And so I expanded on it by doing a green tea and a ginger flavoring. You have distinct followers of those cakes, you know. People who like brown rice cake do not like white rice cake. People who like white rice cake do not like brown rice cake. White rice cake is yeast-based, right? It's a fermented product. It has a little bit of this a yeast zing to it, and that's what makes it rise and fluffy. The brown rice cake is not yeast-based. It's more almost like cake. That stuff, with all the ingredients mixed up, gets placed into a steam oven, which we steam for roughly half an hour. What comes out is these fluffy rice cakes.
Well, years ago, when my father made the rice cake, he had a giant wok, okay, that was constantly boiling water. And it was really, really excruciating hot because the steam was constantly going, especially in the summertime. But in those days, we only made two flavors, the white and brown. But my brother's been able to bring it up to the 21st century. And at the same time, it's appealing to the younger generation and the hipster generation.
I did a lot of things over time, over my life. I studied architecture and became a musician. I wanted to work for advertising agencies where I did design and art direction. I was jumping around from profession to profession because I was always wanting to reinvent myself. This is the biggest challenge of my life. My father, when I was growing up, he would always drop information, cooking information for me that sort of sunk in, and I realized that he had taught me all the skills necessary for cooking. But they had none of the science. None. They would say, we use a cup of this. And I'm like, well, what was the cup, 8 ounces? And they would say, no, it was a cup. And I was like, what cup was it? It was that coffee cup that we kept on the side. So, you know, they never had a measurement. What I did was I took their basic recipe and then I compared it to YouTube videos of the process. It's still our recipe, but I needed the science that underpinned everything. And to me, the legacy is not the recipe. The legacy is, when my grandfather wanted to do this business, it was out of necessity. He had a family to feed in China. My father got into the business the same way. The same with my brothers and the same with me. It seemed like that was the actual legacy. I had a good family business and had a family to support. We were doing that. You know, so that's how I came back into doing this.
If you like that video, we have a lot more about Chinese chefs. Check out the links below, and don't forget to subscribe to Goldthread too.